Becoming undisputed. I am and have been in the process of becoming Invictus, unconquerable, for a while now. And I really feel like we're reaching a stage where the iron is extremely hot in terms of the stage of my life where I'm at. I'm 21 years old now. And I think at 20, a switch clicked that really hadn't clicked that hard before. I think we changed things to a whole nother gear, a whole nother level. I was always someone who saw themselves being a certain type of great and doing certain big things and working on certain big projects, etc. But a lot happened around that time, around that 20 mark. And as a result, because regardless of what goes on in the head, it's like, what are the numbers saying? Well, slowly but surely cut down my vices. Partying wasn't a really big one for me, but made sure I knew exactly what I wanted to do and who I wanted to do it with. And that was a slow process of trying to figure out exactly who do I value in my life and why, and then showing up for those people, or sometimes those people are the people that will understand when I don't show up and I say that I have this thing to do, whatever the case may be. And also making that choice for myself that there is more to life than what we build. It's also who's around us as we're building it and experiencing life as it may be, as it is. And so partying hasn't really been a major factor for me. Figured out what I had to do in terms of vacations, what vacations look like for me, how often I'd like to take them, if at all, that type of stuff. And for me, at this moment, I would say that looks like if I'm going out with family, if I'm spending time with family, that's something that I would like to do because I'm playing long games, right? I'm only interested in playing the long games, which is the things that are going to be a part of my life for the rest of my life. And so family does fall under the camp, right? And my family is very great, supportive, all that good stuff. So I love to show my appreciation by spending time with them, and I also just enjoy their company, and so I spend time with them. But if I didn't enjoy their company, I also wouldn't spend time with them. That's a part of being unconquerable, a part of being Invictus. And so that was cut down, the party lifestyle and that type of stuff. Just locking in, being fully focused on the process. But another part of it that was a much bigger vice for myself was how to say this. It was the other gender. It was those people and having a little bit of fun with them here and there, maybe a little more than here and there. And for me, it became a process of understanding exactly why I can't. It's like, yeah, you're not supposed, yeah, but why can't I? Why shouldn't I? And for me, it became a thing of time, the time component, the energy, mental energy, spiritual energy. It just takes a lot out of you, especially when you try to show up for people the way that I try to show up. I try to make sure that I'm fully there, fully present, and they don't need or want for anything when they're with me. And that's just how I like to show up. You know, so it was very very draining, very mentally draining, especially when you're showing up at that level and also spinning plates at the same time. Doing a lot of things, a lot of different people. It can become daunting and it can become smothering from success, and that's what it was for me. And so I removed it from my life, and it is in this process that I learned the value of focus. Focus being the quantity and quality of the things you say no to. And focus is also not an addition thing. You don't add focus. Focus is what's left when you remove everything else. And for me, it was the question of if I really want what I want to be who I want to be, then I can't be living like this. You know, avoid it's the avoidance, very active avoidance of cognitive dissonance, of the misalignment of thought, speech, and action. And so I aligned mine as far as I could, and not by addition, by subtraction, by removing things from my life. All stepping stones to becoming Invictus. And I said something the other day, which was never be too embarrassed to get to the money at all times. and in any way possible, as long as it's something that is hopefully legal. Hopefully, if you can. I'm joking. It has to be legal for copyright purposes or whatever the case. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be something legal. Hopefully it's going to be something ethical. I'd prefer very much for it to be ethical. If it's not disrupting any of those things, then get to the money, man. Don't let embarrassment be that's the main thing. Is don't let embarrassment be the thing that's standing between yourself and exactly who you want to be. Don't let embarrassment do that. Anything else but embarrassment, because embarrassment is just the opinions of other people. And name them. Like it's not just people. There's this one person you're thinking of in particular, and it's like, are you gonna let Tando stop you from achieving your dreams? Is that really what you're doing right now? Are you letting that guy or that girl stand between you and your dreams? If that's okay with you, then hey, maybe you're not cut out for this life anyway. So mainly now, due to those factors, I feel that the process is what it needs to be, and the only two components that are missing are time and patience. You know, just stay in the cut, keep doing what I'm doing, because we are becoming who we want to be to get where we want to go. And it's now a story of maintaining the consistency and continuing to improve. Continuing to improve is also a very, very important step. So, going back to getting to it, whenever, however you can, I had a very, very important point that I wanted to make with that, and I wrote it out for you in a way that I enjoyed very much, and I believe that you guys are going to enjoy it, which is, it almost felt poetic sitting in that car on a hot summer's day in a Batman costume, while my peers were walking out of college, laughing, having fun conversations. A stark contrast between the average life and the life I chose. Almost as poetic was a day later when I locked in my fourth paying client, totaling my monthly income at an equivalent to the most I've ever made working 9 to 5. After a year of doing my service for free, I've only been monetized for a week, and there are more in the pipeline. Like, there are more leads, potential customers already. It may not seem like anything to y'all, but understand that dreams do come true. And I'm telling you because I'm living mine now and am on stepping stones to a bigger dream in real time. And it's happening now. That's a big thing that I need you guys to understand, is that it's happening now. This is life. We're doing it, right? So that little that little reach out you do, that little contact, that little no that you said, it mattered. And it matters because you're compounding either positively or negatively. But we are constantly and actively living this life. You're constantly becoming something. And if you're not conscious of that, then you will find yourself adrift. You'll find yourself somewhere that you never planned on being, with people that you never planned on being with, doing something you never planned on doing because you didn't plan. You never planned. And so don't let that be your situation. But talking about getting to the money at all times and in all ways possible, that is that Batman costume, right? And it's so poetic. The reason why it's poetic is because a hero of mine, Alex Ramosi, when he had opened his first gym, couldn't afford to be paying the rent at a accommodation and paying the rent at the gym at the same time. So he's sleeping at the gym. He's on the gym floor. All he has is a blanket. Doesn't even have a mattress, bro. Blanket, pillow, hitting the hay. And above him, because he was living in a sort of, or below a parking garage. His gym was below a parking garage. Was kids his age partying, and so he couldn't sleep, and he was going to sleep around 11, waking up around 4, 5, waking up around 5, and starting it all over again, doing everything. He did the billing, the training, the whatever. And so poetic in the sense that that's my hero and I know his story. And here I am. People my age are passing by this car that I'm in. It's freaking hot. There's a fence, and on the other side of the fence, there is the kids that we're working with, stuff like that. And it's almost showtime, right? It's almost time for me to pop out of here, go surprise the kids. You know, we do a thing. It's cool. It's awesome. And as I'm sitting there, as things are running a bit late. Let me fix this mic for you. Things are running a bit late, and yeah, so I've been in the car for like say I started 10 minutes now. It's hot in this car. The car is in the sun. I'm in a Batman costume, so it's hot. So there I am, sweating bullets, and they're like kids my age passing by, just going, laughing. There's some cute girls here and there, but obviously we don't do that. It's 2025. We're locked in. But there were some some lookers, and they're obviously seeing me in this Batman costume. So I said the stark contrast between the life that I could have lived. I could have really, at any moment in time, chosen to be average, chosen to bend to to conform to normality, and actually listen and pay attention in school. And not just in the subjects that I cared about, because that's what I did. Did excellently in the subjects that I cared about. The ones that I didn't, if I don't like the teacher, I'm not passing your class, chief. I don't like you. I'm not increasing your pass metrics. Anyway, I was a dumb kid. But what I'm trying to get to here is, as I'm sitting there in that car, there are the decisions that I didn't make walking by me. And these are the kids my age choosing to live a certain life in a certain way. And I'm not one of them. I'm here. I'm stacking this money. And I feel no embarrassment. There is obviously the nature of, oh, I don't know those people. Maybe if I knew them, it would be like a laughing. But I think my superpower, even if I did feel embarrassment, I think one of my superpowers is I can take embarrassment. Embarrassment is not something that's going to stop me from achieving my dream. And I don't want it to stop you either. So again, going back to the things that I ask people to do are things that I'm not only willing to do, but I probably have done. Yeah, people think it's a joke when I tell them, for example, I like if you told me yo chew glass and you're gonna be successful, I would chew glass. And so now we are working. The reason why I talk about that process, right, is because there are things happening now. Um, the switching to monetization, clients agreeing to hop on, new clients coming through the pipeline. Like everything is just coming at me like fast. And that's exactly what I said was going to happen in exactly the way I said it was going to happen, which is, listen, you come in and you apply pressure, you push hard, and the dam is eventually going to crack. And when the floodgates open, it when it rains, it pours, right? And so life will come at you fast. And I said this, I said when the money starts coming in, you're gonna wonder where it was during the lean years. And so I feel we are in the beginning stages of something like that happening, which is the money's coming in, and it's happening now. It's happening in real time. Like I've stacked the proof. I am as good as I say I am because I do read the books, and even the funding that I have now, the money that I'm getting from this thing is gonna go directly back into in reinvesting in me, you know, uh, refining my craft, getting me to be better at what I do so that I can be better for the clients. Because the biggest thing for me, the biggest victory that I had throughout that period is that none of the people who actively participated in my thing left. There were differences here and there between me and certain people where it just wasn't a good fit, and that's just like leads gone wrong, right? Leads that weren't converted into customers, basically. But of all the people that I started working with, and we were genuinely just working, and the ball was rolling, etc., people who actually took my stuff seriously and did what I told them to do, they didn't leave. Not only did they not leave, they converted to paying clients. That is a big victory for me. For me, that is a big victory, bigger than getting the new clients and bringing them in and they're already paying this and that. Like that was something that I expected to happen. Not only did I expect it to happen, but I like it was a foregone conclusion, which is if you lock in and make things happen for people for free, once you have those testimonies and that evidence, then people have a reason to believe you. That's just a no brainer, right? But for the people who came with me as I started this thing and as I was developing and learning and becoming, that right there is not only a blessing, but it goes to show, and that's something that I would like to keep. Those relationships that I would like to keep all throughout, because they go to show just how valuable the thing is that I'm doing, and those are like not just testimonial in terms of getting new clients, but also testimonial in terms of my confidence and me understanding what I can bring to the game. And speaking of testimonial of my confidence in what I can bring to the game, there are instances where you are going to be met with resistance when you come through at a certain price point because you know you're worth that and more. I'm not coming in at the price point I'm worth. I think right now my service could be with a much larger company. Yes, there would be errors here and there due to lack of experience, this and the third, but I could service in terms of consulting. By the way, I'm CEO founder of Sage Consulting. I work with small South African online businesses, and I've been growing their channels and growing their businesses, customer bases, their revenues. Yeah, that's basically what I do. So here's what I'm saying is I could work with a larger company. Yes, there would be trial and error due to the magnitude size, but at the end of the day, with my knowledge, my expertise, if I could like refer to my notes and this and that and to the books that I've read, I'd know where to go to figure out what I would be able to figure out working with a quite large company and getting them to be maximizing what they're doing at a very high level, because what I'm working with are the fundamentals not only of business but are basically the fundamentals of science, the scientific equation, which is what are we doing, let's do more of it, let's find out, there'll be a top 10%, there'll be a bottom 10%, stop doing what's in the bottom 10%, do more of what's in the top 10%, then take that 10% magnified, make it your 100%. Like, that's just the scientific method. So I do believe that myself being at the price point I'm at is more than a fair deal. It's beyond a fair deal. It's exceptional, right? Because I am who I am. I do what I do, and I constantly put in the time and the effort and the resources into becoming who I want to become, right? So all of that being said, yesterday's price is not today's price because yesterday's value is not today's value, right? The price went up, the value went higher. And what comes with that is you may come through, and this is to my business owners, my entrepreneurs out there, you may come through and you may want to charge a higher price. You may want to come in at a certain different price point. Say one of my clients does this amazing Africanized watches and bracelets. Like he Africanized the bracelet and he sort of hand makes this. He's a craftsman, and I 100,000% believe in his product, and that's why I actually DM'd him initially, and great to be working with him. A paying client, by the way, that I have this synergy with is absolutely a blessing, right? Because that's how big things happen is synergy and just people believing in one another and in each other's visions, and it's an alignment of vision as well. But I say if he decides that he wants to up the quality of the beading, he wants to up the quality of like whatever the materials that the bracelets are made out of, he wants to upgrade the quality of the mechanisms of the watch themselves. If he decides he wants to do that and then the price goes higher, it won't be for no reason. It'll because the value that you're getting is higher. You're getting a more durable watch. You're getting a more. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think sometimes people don't respect that if you don't have enough respect for yourself to walk away, meaning let it destroy you. While the previous version of you is great and got you here, it's not going to get you to where you need to be. Destroyed you meaning Eric Thomas tells this great story about he was working with a coach in the NBA, and this is an opportunity he's been looking for a long time. And then coach says, "No, we want to bring you in, show you on the big screen, do this, do that." He's like, "Hi, I can't do that, coach. I need a check. You know, like I could have gone to any game, but I haven't because I know where my price point is at. I know what I'm worth." And the coach was saying, yo, you could do this for the team, you could do that for the team. It's like, okay, but if I can do all that you're saying for the team, and the team doing better is equal to you getting a bigger paycheck, then how does it not make sense for me to be compensated for my work? Destroyed you meaning, or let it destroy you meaning, you are going to have those tough conversations about, hey chief, here's the thing, here's the price point that I'm thinking about coming at, and people want to renegotiate your stuff in a structure that just doesn't make sense for what you're trying to do. And I'm not saying it's always going to be a money thing. I'm obviously not saying it's always going to be a money thing, because I did start for free, didn't I? And I worked for months on end for free. So but here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you are going to get to that point where you wanting to come at a certain price point, and certain people are going to dispute it. However, your numbers are indisputable, and that is a part of becoming undisputed, isn't it? Is that your numbers, your metrics, what you actually do, like regardless of what anyone may say or feel about how you do it, when you do it, what way what you do, your results speak for themselves. And so you must be able to understand that who you were, the version of me that would have accepted, but it's fine, we'll figure it out, versus the version of me that's put my foot down and is willing to walk away. Those are two different people, and the version that got me here is fantastic. And understand that there's a version of me that is willing to take those kind of deals and those kind of structures, and whatever it takes, I just want to get you results. That version of me is great, and it is the version that got me here, but it's not going to get me to where I want to go, because we have bigger things on the horizon, and there's a place that we're trying to take this that other people may not see. And the big thing about the dream is, you have to see it when nobody else sees it, and you have to believe it even when you can't see it. And so an example is, I saw where we are now before anyone else saw it. I believe in where we're going, but I can't even see it yet. You know, for me, it's going to become a thing of, no, I'm just going to stack as much of this money, as much of this money as possible, and just again continue to just get results, and continue to upgrade my clientele, upgrade my, like, the caliber of clients that I'm working with. Not just I'm going to go to already established businesses. No, it's with the businesses that I'm working with, we are going to make those bigger businesses. And so even when we come to those bigger clients, we're going to say, look at these businesses. They are bigger businesses, and they're working with me currently, and I actually got them from where they were to where they are now. And so I'd like to get you from where you are to where you need to be. It's all a part of that indestructibility that we're trying to build. And so, to wrap up, the process of becoming undisputed is a process of refining. It's a process of not just the good habits, but it's a process of removing the bad habits. And it's a process of not just who you were and doubling down on that, but also understanding that there are certain aspects of who you were that are not going to run when it comes down to making it where you are now. I think that's a very, very important thing to understand in this becoming undisputed. I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate every single view, every single comment, every single word of affirmation. I love and appreciate you guys. If you want to show your support, please do subscribe to the channel. If you can hit that button up there, if you can share it to a friend. Crazy metric. I saw that you guys have been actually sharing the videos, sharing the links, stuff like that. Man, now that right there was just heartwarming to me. I was like, well, this not only provided value to this person, but they felt that it would provide value to to someone else. And so, yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the dream. Living the dream right now, and eating glass. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, that happened in the Batman costume. Eating glass. If you told me, bro, to eat glass in order to win, I would eat glass, chief. And I'm not telling you anything that is made up or fictional. I'm telling you about things that I've been through, things I'm going through. That's what it's about. So Sharp word, carry water. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I've been Sage, signing out.